Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I have 15 tips to help you out right now if you're going through a breakup. And this is based on over a year of breakup coaching, over 400 stories that I've gotten in, and over 100 live coaching sessions. So basically what I've done is I've made one of these videos before, a top 10 things to do, and I've revised it, and I actually have about 33 things I've come up with. But I'm going to make two separate videos, this being the part one, and there'll be a part two after this, of 15 things and then another 15 things after this that you can do coming out of a breakup right away. And what I would suggest, and someone suggested to me in a live coaching session after they watched a top 10 that I had made before, is just pick out 3 or 4 things that really resonate with you, that you think you could do that, or you think, yeah, that's a fucking good idea. Maybe I will put that in play. So when you're listening to this, get out a paper and pen right now. Get out a paper and pen. Or you could take out your phone and just put it in the messages spot and write down 3 things that you can take action on today, right now, or tonight, and get this thing going, because these things will help you out. And when you're going through a breakup, there's not a cure. There's not a pill you're going to be able to take. There's not going to be some one thing that you can do, and that's what you're going to be looking for. But there are activities like this. There are things you can be doing to make you feel better, to make you look towards the future, to build something compelling and get out of that rut you're in right now with the breakup. So if you have something to add, please put it in the comments below that I missed. Say, actually, you know what, if you're going to do this, or a good exercise, trick, whatever, put it in the comments, please. And if you like this video, throw me a like. If you don't, throw me a thumbs down. It's fine. I can take it. So let's get right into it. Number 1, exercise, and double down on exercise. Don't just exercise, double down. That means exercise a little bit extra. Someone's going to say, oh, yeah, I've heard that before. That's common sense. I already know that. Then do it. Write it down and do it. Well, I exercise 3 or 4 times a week. Exercise 7 days a week. That doesn't mean you're training for the decathlon or the Olympics. It just means that you're going every day. I'm going to go 45 minutes of some kind of cardiac training, some kind of aerobics, some kind of running, weightlifting, whatever, team sports, do it. The other part of the exercise thing, I've mentioned this before, if you already do something at the gym, or you do, like I played basketball for years, and it's something like it's in your routine, and when you finish the gym, or you used to play basketball, someone used to ask about your girlfriend, okay, this is what you do. You go and start something new, something you haven't done in a while that you've always wanted to do. A guy that I've was helping out in a live coaching session, he's very into weightlifting. The guy's yoked. He's actually a personal trainer, and he said, look, I'm going to get into swimming. I've been wanting to do it for years, and that's one thing I'm going to pick up right away, and he's taken off with that. So double down on exercise, and if you already have a regular exercise routine, change it and add something brand new to the mix, because I'm going to circle back to this, but the whole theme of breaking up and getting through it is embracing change and changing your patterns and your routines. Because right now your patterns and your routines, you're coming home at a certain time and you're like, my ex isn't here, this is when I usually call them. That's when you need to switch that routine and have something to do that's different, that's going to challenge you a little bit. And at first, you probably won't like it, but you'll get in the groove and it'll work and it'll help you. It's better than sitting at home roosting and ruminating. Number 2. Take a break from social media altogether. This is an adjustment I've made. I used to tell people to block their ex, and a lot of people would say, oh, they'd have all these bullshit excuses saying, oh, well, that's immature. Well, I still want to leave the door open for them. I don't want them to think I hate them. I don't want them to think that I can't handle having them on there. I've told you guys this before. It's repeated. Someone will always go, yeah, I just saw a picture with them and their friend, and they looked like they were having so much fun, and I think she's completely over me. What happens with pictures and small snippet comments is you put a story to them, and you don't really know the truth, and that story doesn't really serve you, and you're better off not wanting to know. So what I do is take it a step further, take a break from social media overall. So you could just tell your friends and family, look, I'm just going to take a break from social media overall, not just because of the ex, just because I want to do an experiment. I want to see how I do without it. I want to see if I'm better at work. And do it for a month, and don't say you're never going to do it again, because that's highly dramatic, and your brain will be like, oh my God, I can't do that. Just go, I'm going to do it for a month, and then see how you feel afterwards. Number 3, stop watching the news, especially if you watch negative news, because I don't see a lot of news out there that's talking about hero stories. There's not a lot of chicken soup for the soul in the news. And it's mostly negative. And what I've said before is a lot of people these days are spectators. And they'll point out the obvious. They'll go, "Oh, this guy, I can't believe he did this, or he did that, or he did this." And what are you doing? I mean, what are you really doing? All you're doing is pointing out the obvious, and you're not really partaking in making the world a better place. You don't want to run for office. You don't want to be a cop. You don't want to be doing these things. But yet you're judging all these people sitting on your couch watching the news. If you see something you don't like, get up and get a protest. Get up and run for office. Get up and support the mayor or the person you want to support. But if you're just sitting there as a spectator, it's not going to serve you. And my suggestion is, if that's your lane, there's only so many things you can do in life. So, for example, if you're a school teacher or you're a fireman, and you're judging politics all the time, are you partaking in politics actively? Are you voting? Are you supporting a candidate? Or are you just judging all these bad people with obvious flaws? You see the difference? My suggestion, stop watching the news. Again, just do it for a month if it's something. Because everything you take in that's negative is going to stack and layer and make that breakup more painful. And I've actually had people in live coaching sessions tell me this actually really helped them. They didn't realize how much negativity they were taking in just by watching the news so often. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Number 4, Quattro. Ask yourself what you're doing for humanity. I know it sounds a little bit dramatic because it is. What are you doing for the outside of yourself? Charity, teaching, cooking dinner for friends is what I wrote. Christmas cards. My mother was huge on Christmas cards. When I used to be in real estate, I used to, when they put you through training for residential real estate, they'd say, keep in contact with people. I don't think a lot of people do Christmas cards because we have email now. But I do know that if you do send out a card in some way, birthday cards, it means a lot to people. Donating to YouTube channels that you like. Shameless plug, right? Serving a soup kitchen. I had a client that was in a live coaching session that he was a teacher. He was a grad student. He was going through his breakup. And he goes, "Man, I'm going to do a soup kitchen for Thanksgiving." And this was last year. And he said it really made him feel good. And he made him think about that life's more than just a breakup. And you meet good people, just good, solid people doing stuff like that. Playing with neighborhood kids, playing with their niece and nephews, your little cousins, just doing good stuff, just being a good human. And these kinds of things, you can't go wrong. You're never going to come back from feeding some homeless at a soup kitchen and go, "Oh, I wish I didn't do that. That was a dumb thing." Doesn't happen, right? Number 5. How can you take better care of yourself emotionally and physically? It's a good question to ask yourself, and I would say ask it to yourself. How can you take better care of yourself emotionally and physically? Come up with your own terms for that. If you were your own best friend, what advice would you give yourself? So I'm one of those people during coaching sessions, I give a lot of advice and strategy based on what people are telling me. And sometimes I got to be my own coach when I'm going through my own problems, and I got to ask myself good questions. And sometimes if you roost on that and you ask a good question, you'll be surprised at what you come up with. How can you take better care of yourself emotionally and physically? Now, you would think that exercise is just physical, but it is very mental. It really calms you down. Same thing with yoga or meditation. A lot of people have a lot of trouble with yoga and meditation. It's like anything else. It takes time to get used to. It takes practice. And there's a lot of videos you can kind of experiment with YouTube or TED Talks, and they can get you in the beginning of it. So, number 6, says, look at what you're not letting go of that's hurting you, then let go. Hypnotherapy, affirmations, or taking yourself back to that moment and forgiving someone. So I'll come back to hypnotherapy, but look at what you're not letting go of. I know when I was going through my bad breakup, I went to a hypnotherapist, and ladies, let me talk about things for 15 minutes. I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that. Oh, I can't stop thinking about it. And she said, "Okay, Mac, what do you want to let go of?" And I went, "What? No, I want to talk about my problems. No, let me bitch about my stuff a little longer in my head. Okay, what do you want to let go of?" And she's like waiting with a paper and a pen. And she turned that into a CD, which we don't even do CDs anymore, but she turned that into a CD for me to listen to on affirmations and kind of turn my brain chemistry around. And it really helped. I'll get back to the hypnotherapist later, but look at what you're not letting go of and what you really want to let go of. A lot of times we're holding something, we're holding it, and it's not serving us. It's actually like broken glass in our hands. Number 7, forgive someone, forgive yourself, forgive the old you. I know a lot of people during the breakup start taking inventory of who they are and what they were, and they get ashamed, they get upset. Oh, I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Forgive yourself. You don't know what you don't know. That's ignorance. Ignorance doesn't mean you're stupid. It just doesn't mean, it means you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes in life, you need to get smacked in the face to wake up and to realize, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be this kind of person. Make a list and then go back to each moment and redo it. Sometimes we go back to the moments and think, oh, that was so stupid. What if you went back to the moment and went, you know what? I was doing the best I could at that moment. When I saw my ex, kissing that other guy and I flipped out, most people would have flipped out. You know what I mean? And I could have handled it differently when I went back to her crying and begging for a week. But you know what? At the moment, that's what I was feeling. And I caught myself and I, checked out YouTube and a channel like this, and I got a breakup coach, or I, got a new book, and I started to improve myself, and I didn't sit around feeling sorry for myself. Reframe the story. Number 8, this is really interesting. Write out a list of events, lessons, and or great moments that you have shared with one person that is close to you. Not your ex. Not your ex. So a lot of you would think that at first. I actually did this for my mother, and she loved it. I read about it in a book, and basically someone had done this for a birthday. You take the age of the person and you write out all these events and lessons and great moments that you've had with them over time, and you thank them for them or you remind them of them. And just to give you some examples, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, for example, I wrote to you start numbering, like number 1, Mom, I would just like to thank you for always taking me to all my basketball games when I was in middle school and sitting on the bench and watching those games. I really appreciate it. Number 2, when I was a little kid, I always remember about 6, 7 years old watching TV, and you'd always ask me, do you want some cheese and crackers? I loved it when you gave me those. And if you don't have, some people out there didn't have a great relationship with their mom or their dad, you could still write something nice. Or if you have a brother or sister or a best friend, it's just really a kind thing to write out all these events. And actually, at first you're like, I couldn't write 60 things. I wrote 63 things about my mom. And things started flowing after a while. Events, it's like a Rolodex, the way your brain works. You just got to warm it up like an old car. One of the other ones I wrote, thanks for forgiving me when I got in my 3rd car accident and hit a bus when I was 16 years old. Yeah, I wasn't a good driver when I was 16. I wrote, you grounded me for a month and then let me off a week early. So things like that. I know this has nothing to do with a breakup, but it's, in times like your breakup, you should be strengthening the bond you have with people that are really close to you, if that makes sense, and appreciating them in an honest and genuine way, and doing something like this. And if you have questions on how I did this, I might even get a copy from my mom of what I wrote and maybe share it with people. Let me know in the comments, because it's a powerful thing and it's highly appreciated. Highly appreciated. I mean, talk about a gift to give to your mother or your auntie or someone, like I said, an older brother or something like that. And when they look at some of the things you come up with, they're like, wow, you remember that? I forgot all about that. And you forget all these great moments or all these great lessons that someone gave to you. Number 9. Do a timeline of your life. I've done this before as a teacher in public speaking class, and it really opened up my eyes about my own life. Do a timeline of your life, and I did this on a huge whiteboard. I don't know if you have access to that, but you could do it on a bigger piece of paper. I would go and buy, not 8 by 10, but a huge poster board and do your timeline of your life to yourself if you like. Going over all the ups and downs. Start with, I got my first bike at 5 years old. I was so happy. I know it sounds weak. And then go, when I was Just an example, when I was 8 years old, my mom filed for a divorce. We had to move out of the house. My dad was drinking a lot, and then you go down. And then you go up. 11 years old, my parents got back together. I moved back into my old house, and I made the basketball team. And then you go back down. And what you do is you start seeing that you've had a lot of highs and lows in your life, and you see these times when you thought things were so fucking low. And I remember, I've mentioned this in another video, I didn't make my high school basketball team. And I wasn't Michael Jordan, but I was pretty good. And in 8th grade, I played a lot of basketball, went to camps and all this stuff. I was devastated at my freshman year of high school not making that basketball team. I thought it was the end of the world. I thought that was the worst part of my life. And it hurt me for a while. And I remember years later, I mentioned this in another video, but years later, I started playing basketball again, and I realized I was pretty good, you know? I was playing YMCA pickup basketball, and I was getting recognized by other guys. People were asking me, hey, did you used to play high school ball? No, I got cut. But it felt good, you know? It felt good that people recognized I was pretty damn good, right? So do a timeline of your life of the ups and downs and remind yourself of how many times you were really down and you fucking came out of it. And you had and what is this right here? It's a heartbeat, right? So look at your number 10. Look at your sleep quality right now, because a lot of you won't be getting good sleep. A lot of you say you have a lot of dreams. If you're not getting good sleep, there's books on this. Now you can get YouTube videos, TED Talks. Do some research on it, because it's very important to get good sleep when you're going through a breakup. Do you take naps? Are you able to take them? Are you tired a lot? Questions you got to ask, because sleep is absolutely a big part of your life, dealing with stress and your energy levels. So ask yourself that right now, and if you are having low quality sleep, you're waking up restless or really tired, readjust what you're doing when you sleep, because it's very important in a time like this of a breakup that you're getting good sleep. And that's something that you can control. And that circles back to exercise. If you exercise a lot, you generally sleep better. So number 11, look at the food you are eating. Are there certain foods that make you tired? I know for years, I used to just eat food for taste. I'm lucky that I've had a few times where I got a little bit chunky, but, over the years, I just ate what I wanted, but I didn't realize I was getting tired in the afternoon all the time. And when I changed my diet to not eat so many sandwiches and bread, I came to realize, wow, I don't need to take a nap at 3 p.m. after school, or, at work at 3:30, I used to just hit the wall. Oh, God. And what it was, at lunch, I'd have a huge sandwich about 1 o'clock, and about 2:30, 3 o'clock, it was just like I couldn't even move. So really assess what you're eating right now. And again, there's a bunch of stuff on eating. Ask yourself, do you eat for pleasure, health, or energy? If you're eating for pleasure, usually it's not going to serve you health-wise or energy-wise. Have you ever even asked that question to yourself? Do you eat for pleasure, health, or energy? And then ask yourself, what do you want to eat for? And do your research. What's your intention when you eat? To get full? Ask yourself some of these questions. Number 12. Now, a lot of you, let me go back. You're in a breakup. You're like, I don't give a shit about what I'm eating. Like I said, pick what you want from this, okay? But what you eat controls your depressive states. It controls how you feel about yourself. It controls your energy. So keep that in mind. Number 12, what are your hobbies or passions outside of work or your relationship? So this is really important, because probably if you were having a bad relationship, you put a lot of stuff to the side to save the relationship at the end, or you put too much time and energy into the relationship, and that's basically entrapment, and it kills desire when you get obsessed with the relationship, or you're one of those people that gets really jealous, or and this sometimes takes away from hobbies or things you really love doing. And make note of what you love to do that's outside of work, and that you may be neglected recently. Like off the top of my head right now, I used to love to go fishing as a kid. And where I live right now, I live by the sea. I see people going fishing all day. It's always on my list. And it's one of those things I'm getting back to, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go fishing. But when you're going through a breakup, you need to find something to develop a new hobby. Again, embrace change. Embrace, I haven't gone fishing in years. I used to love fishing. Or a new hobby. One thing I've always wanted to do is go surfing. Embrace that. Find a friend, take lessons, and try it because you want to get back to that. I would also add to that you probably want to do something that involves nature, involves exercise, that involves preparation, surprise, camaraderie. These are things that make you happy as a human. My father for years went hunting and fishing. That was his thing. He had a couple hunting buddies. He liked to be in nature, and he always stuck with that. And that was a release for him. For me, it was always basketball. I could always find a pickup game. Whenever you're traveling, you can usually find a gym where there's some people playing. And again, it's camaraderie. There's no nature in basketball, though, I guess, unless you're playing at a park. Okay, let's go on to the next one. 13. This might surprise you. Go to a sauna, one with an ice pool, preferably, if that's possible. If you don't have an ice pool, but sauna, ice pool is outstanding for a lot of different health benefits, but it's almost like cheating exercise in a lot of ways. And it just releases a lot of toxins and whatnot, and it also helps you sleep deeper. So if you're having trouble sleeping and you say, like, I just can't go for a run, find a sauna. Oh, I don't have a sauna. A lot of hotels, some gyms have them. They're actually quite reasonably priced for some people to buy them, actually, small saunas. And there's more research you could do on saunas and the benefits of that online. But that's something people don't really think about, and I do a sauna once or twice a week, and it just feels great. 14, get a massage. Getting a massage in a calm environment, in a nice spa with nice soft music, having someone take their time and give you a really good massage. And I'm not talking about a dirty one, okay? I'm saying that even a foot massage or something like that, just to relax. You go into a place where the whole environment is relaxing, soothing, they're there to serve you. And if you're a particular region of the world, it's expensive, treat yourself to one, okay? Especially during a breakup when you haven't, had affection or someone take care of you. I know when I was in my breakup mode, I think after a month I would get a massage once a week. And it was expensive. I think it was $45 to $50 an hour at the time. This was like 10 years ago. But I remember it really calmed me down. It was almost like a meditation, and it felt really, really good. Again, these aren't cures, but they do help. They do help. Number 15, find what produces flow for you. So flow is the idea that, I'm not going to say the author's name because I can't say it's a long name, but he wrote the book Flow. Google the book Flow, Flow. And flow is a state between something challenging and something you enjoy. And basically, if I can simplify it for you, it's something that you lose track of time while you're doing it. I do that when I make these videos because I do like to talk, and I'm a teacher. The same thing when I'm teaching class. Sometimes I'm not like looking at my watch every 5 minutes like, oh, is a lesson done? Playing basketball. I mentioned that before. I love to play basketball. I've played pickup basketball before where I'm like 2.5 hours later, I don't even know where the time went. And during the game, I'm so into what's going on that you're challenged. And like I said, you can push yourself a little further. So this could be related to sports, but it also could be related to reading. If you like reading books, people that can sit down and read a whole book, that's flow state. And it's a form of mental meditation. Find out what you enjoy and flow. And for me, when I was in my breakup, it was going for a run, a long run with music, with like 100 playlist of different music, and getting outside, run, rain or shine. And once I got 10, 15 minutes into that run, it's like I was thinking about things, but I was in flow. I lost track of time. I was relaxed. I was calm. And sometimes I'd come back and go, wow, that run was an hour and a half. It was longer than I planned for. All right, let me give you a bonus one. So I said it would be 15, but here's your bonus. Get organized. And this is something that I battle with because I'm one of those people that's spontaneous, and I process things really quick, but I don't get organized easily. And One way to do that, and I've started doing it in the last year and it helps, is make your bed every morning. This is what the military does, right? Get rid of old clothes, clean out your closet, get a haircut every 2 weeks, make an appointment. All files on your computer, trash them. I'm sorry, not all files. All files you don't use. Go to a person's home that is organized and look at other parts of their lives. Are they successful overall? I've noticed this. Most people that are very organized do well in other parts of their lives. How you do one thing is how you do everything is one of my favorite quotes from a Mr. Joseph Rodriguez that has a great YouTube channel on book reviews. So out of all those things, put in the comments below what you liked best. What were your top 3? And let me know if I missed one that you thought is really, really important. And if you think I missed one, there is going to be a part 2 to this coming soon. So I hope that helps you out there. Please visit writemac.com. If you have a breakup story that you'd like me to take a look at, send it in. The instructions are on the website, and I'll take a look and possibly respond through a YouTube video. Thank you for supporting the channel.